Hey guys, DJ AJ 101 here, and I have a quick little question for you guys tonight. And this is kind of the topic of this whole video. As you can see probably from the title above me, smartphone prices. Do you think they're too high? Especially for the kind of trend and the kind of way that we're going here in the world of technology. Because as we all remember, and I'm sure you remember as I do back in the day before we had great phones like the iPhone and the Droid and the Android and all these great phones. Remember before great smartphones came about like the iPhone. Remember that we had these, really clunky smartphones, but even before that we had just these regular phones. They were actually able to make phone calls, and then soon after that we were able to actually text. Now, of course, as you guys remember, back when we had these phones, they were pretty expensive, and then they actually made their way down through the years where you can get probably a good phone that has minutes and texts that has no smart features whatsoever, believe it or not, for probably around $25, $30, $40 a month, maybe if you go to the high end of it, just the minutes and the text and stuff like that. But now as the smartphones become the mainstream phones that all these carriers are pushing, AT&T, Sprint, and Verizon, the three big guys that we know in the US today, pretty much US centric, and we know that pretty much there probably isn't any great service provider out there as far as the wireless world is concerned, and the prices have yet steadily either gone up and you've gotten less for, or they've come down a little bit but not as much as people would like. And as the smartphones pretty much become the mainstream, like I just said, do you guys think that we will ever see smartphones come down to the prices of the regular cell phones like we have now? Because the future is evident that every phone eventually will be a smartphone. At least almost every phone. 99.9% of phones are going to be smartphones, and I think that's coming within the next 5 to 10 years, probably even less than that. I would say 5 years, that everyone's going to have a smartphone. But yet again, we're still paying these substantial amounts of money, $60 and up per month. I think in the lowest end deals that you can get from a nationwide carrier, I think probably Sprint is probably the best one, because I think they have the everything plan for like 60 or 70 a month, where you can get the minutes and the text and the data. And when do you think those prices are ever going to even approach the regular cell phone prices like we have today, the $30 to $40 a month kind of deals? I would love to see that sooner rather than later. However, I don't think that it's going to be that simple, especially considering it's even gotten so far to get texting down to that amount. Paying $20 a month just to send little text messages over your phone is a ridiculous amount of money. But then again, we all do it because we want to text. So, but just as an overall question, when do you guys think that we're actually going to see these smartphone prices really do a decline and the data plans actually go up with these new, of course, 4G networks that are coming out? We're going to be able to use more data. And I think that we're going to need a lot more data to do all the centric stuff that we do in our daily lives, especially on the internet and Facebooking and all this other kind of stuff. And, is it going to come sooner rather than later? Or are we going to be stuck in this world where, well, you have a family of 4 and everyone's going to have a smartphone, and you're going to wind up paying $400 a month for your darn phone bill, which is insane. Insane when everyone could have a regular phone and you could probably be paying just over $100. When you look at, more amounts of phones on a single plan, and then you get a better deal essentially. But, for the regular cell phones, you'd be paying just over 100, but then again, you're paying 4 times that amount, $400 for a family of 4 on smartphones. I think that's ridiculous. So just a quick overall thing, I think it's going to take a while, but what do you guys think? Do you think that smartphone cell phone prices that are going to become the new mainstream phones, that almost everybody is going to have a smartphone someday if they don't already? How long do you think that those prices are going to take to actually come down to the price point where you're actually going to be able to get a family of 4 on a smartphone plan? Everybody has a smartphone for probably around $100 to $150 a month. I think it's going to take a long time for that to happen, especially with these carriers continuing to keep the prices where they are, maybe coming down a little bit, but then cutting off the data, saying, well, you can't use that much data, and then texting's got to come with this, and you end up paying just as much money as you did before, but you get all these features you don't need and stuff like that. But just the overall question to you guys, how long do you guys think it's going to take? I think it's going to take a lot more time than 5 years, but I would almost hope that it would change quicker than that, but I guess we'll have to see. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching this video, my ramblings, but it's just something that crossed my mind. I figured I'd make a quick little video about it, and if I could talk about it, that would be even better instead of stumbling. But leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear what you guys think on this topic, because I think that the competition is going to keep getting more competitive, and I would hope that the cell phone makers don't just say, well, we're all going to jack our prices up and leave them there, because I don't think that everyone's going to get a smartphone if that continues to be the case. And I know Virgin Mobile's out there as their secondary deal, you know, kind of as an offhand carrier, but I'm talking about the major carriers here that'll eventually come down and hopefully get smartphone prices to around that $50 to $40 per phone level. I think that would be a pretty sweet spot to be in the smartphone business. But let me know what you guys think. Put it below. Also rate this video up if you like this video, and also subscribe if you like my channel. That always helps me out and always helps me bring you guys great content, so you know when I'm making the latest and greatest stuff, like this lame video. I know, not my best video, but I just figured I'd post the question to you guys. Anyways, guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great one. Until then, adios.